The guest brought a chair connected to Norman Rockwell, along with some paintings by him. One small painting was inscribed, "My best wishes to Chicky Pelham from Norman Rockwell."
Yeah, I was supposed to be on the cover of the Kellogg's Cornflakes box, and so Norman did 2 paintings, my brother and myself, and he sent them out to Kellogg's. And they didn't choose them because they said we were kind of too pretty, that they wanted more wholesome, all-American looking kids. They wanted red hair and freckles. So they sent the paintings back to Norman, and he gave them to my dad because my dad was his photographer.
Rockwell was a renowned American artist, known for his warm, humorous depictions of everyday life. The guest recalled working as a model for several of Rockwell's works, including the famous babysitter painting. The appraiser noted a letter from Rockwell to the guest's father, reimbursing the guest $15.50 for her posing in a Dumont television film. Regarding the items, the painting is valuable, while a reproduction print included has little worth. The chair is particularly iconic, as it appears in one of Rockwell's famous paintings. The estimated value for each item was,
I would say for insurance, you're probably looking at somewhere in the sort of $80,000, $90,000 range. I spoke to my fellow appraisers in the collectibles area, and they told me it would make at least $50,000.
You are kidding. Oh,
But
my goodness.
It's pretty iconic, really.
a rare Chinese ceremonial suit of armor was showcased by the guest. It dated back to the final years of the Qing dynasty, which was ruled by the Manchu minority in China. The suit was clearly made for someone of very high rank, as evidenced by the rich materials like gold-wrapped silk thread, gilt metal mounts featuring dragons, and ornamental details. The armor also included a bow holder, indicating that the wearer was an archer. Other design elements, including painted feathers and ruby-colored faceted glass, signified a first-rank officer. After the fall of the Qing dynasty, such ceremonial armor became obsolete, making this piece exceptionally rare. The suit remained in excellent condition, having been preserved in a box since 1948. Given its significant historical importance, the estimated auction value was,
what if I was to say at auction $100,000 to $150,000?
Whoa. Pretty unbelievable.
And I have to say my colleagues and we're not even sure, it may even be more than that.
Really? Whoa. I'm floored.
The NASA Apollo archive was proudly presented by the guest. Having been part of North American aviation, the guest had developed an interest in collecting space-related memorabilia. Among the collection were photographs showing him firing 100-pound thruster engines on the service module of the spacecraft. There was also a model made by North American Aviation, which had been given to him as a token of appreciation.
This is the Apollo without the first and second stage rocket.
How did you acquire this particular model?
Oh, it was given to me years ago. I just earned it, and then so I just started getting all the astronauts to sign it.
You've captured 15 astronaut signatures on the capsule portion of this.
Right.
Among the most valuable items were 2 stickers. One was a rescue sticker recovered during the spacecraft's refurbishment, and the other was the serial number label from inside the Apollo 11 command module door. These items were given to the guest in recognition of his role as the final quality control inspector. Altogether, the guest's memorabilia collection was valued to be,
the total here would be between $53,000 and $85,000.
That's amazing.
a teenage girl in 1819 stitched her legacy into silk, and 2 centuries later, it's worth a small fortune. The piece was made by the guest's great-great-great-aunt at the age of 15 while attending a prestigious Philadelphia finishing school.
I have to say that I'm bowled over. We are seeing one of the most extravagant and beautiful pieces of Philadelphia schoolgirl needlework.
Likely from the Falwell School, the embroidery showcases the advanced needlework curriculum for wealthy young women of the era.
The schoolmistress or the Falwells would set the image. This would probably have been taken from a print, and your ancestor painstakingly did all of the stitchery.
Set on fine silk, the image of King Solomon welcoming the Queen of Sheba is rich with texture, color, and symbolism. Gilt and silver threads, sequins, and even glass jewels adorn the throne, while chenille threads fill the background. A professional artist painted the sky and faces, blending fine art and textile in a singular masterpiece. Stitched with impossibly fine silk threads and minute needles, this likely took at least a year to complete.
Little tiny needles, little tiny silk threads, infinitesimal stitches. It took time, it took patience, it took discipline.
Though the original gesso frame was removed due to damage, the original liner with its biblical title was preserved.
You do still have the original liner that says King Solomon receiving a visit from the Queen of Sheba.
Interestingly, the date 1819 was later painted over, perhaps a modest act by the maker in her later years. Still, the condition is extraordinary, and the craftsmanship holds up as one of the finest examples from its era. This rare and ornate Philadelphia schoolgirl embroidery now carries an auction estimate of
somewhere around $60,000 to $80,000.
Oh my, that's quite a bit.
Yeah.
A Fender Telecaster guitar belonged to the guest's father, who received it as a gift in 1962. The appraiser explained that the Fender Telecaster was very popular in the early 1960s, used by famous bands like the Ventures and the Beach Boys. What made this guitar rare was that it was a left-handed model, which was less common. The guitar had a slab fingerboard, a style that Fender later changed within the same year, making it even more exceptional. The serial number confirmed that the guitar was made in 1962 and was originally purchased for $289. Its color, Olympic white, was a custom special order, which added to its uniqueness. The instrument was in pristine condition, lightweight, with minimal wear and easy playability. Including its original case, the retail value suggested for the guitar was.
We put a value at retail of $48,000 on it.
Are you serious?
The guest presented a teapot that had been passed down through generations in her family. Upon examination, it was identified that the teapot was actually from Japan, not China. The appraiser described the craftsmanship of the teapot in detail. It was made of silver and filigree and featured translucent enamel coloring carefully applied within the filigree design. The intricate decoration gave it the appearance of ivory, but the appraiser confirmed that it was made of bone, not ivory. The piece was dated to the late 19th century, likely around the 1890s. Additionally, the teapot had a maker's mark on it, identified as Hiratsuka, a well-known Japanese artisan. Because of its high quality, the appraiser estimated the teapot's value at auction to be.
I think at auction it should bring $20,000 to $30,000.
Oh my gosh! Yeah, we weren't expecting that much.
Right? Yes.
Oh wow!
So
Yeah, definitely don't break it.
Well, don't break it. Yes.
This sunny garden scene hid a surprise no one in the family saw coming. The guest believed the painting was by her great-uncle, a German artist married to her grandmother's sister. But the signature revealed something entirely different. It was actually by Berta Schrader, a 19th century Dresden painter.
When I had it reframed, we took off the back, and it was set on the back by the artist Dresden, and that really is about all I know, the fact that the painter was related to me. So.
And who was the painter?
B. Schrader, and I think he married my grandmother's sister, so it would be my great-uncle.
Schrader, active from 1845 to 1920, was known for vibrant landscapes painted in a delicate pointillist style. Each brushstroke here is a dapple of color, purples, lavenders, and ochres, bringing the work to life with energy and texture.
You can look down in this area, it's not just one color. You have this shadow here, this purple shadow, but it's broken up into little lavenders and blues and purples and ochres. It brings a liveliness to it. The painting jumps out at you because of all these little breaks of color.
Though mislabeled for generations, the work's quality stood out even to a visiting appraiser with no prior knowledge of it. The current frame replaced an ugly yellow original, but the painting itself remained untouched and in striking condition. With just a bit of surface dirt, it's in remarkable shape for its age and deserves a proper period frame. While Schrader isn't a household name, her auction records show strong prices, with lesser works fetching around $30,000. This piece, with its luminous composition and stronger execution, could easily exceed that range. A misattributed family heirloom turned out to be a hidden treasure by a forgotten master. Its current auction estimate lies between.
I would give an auction estimate of $20,000 to $30,000 for
Wow,
this.
That's wonderful. I had no idea that it was that valuable.
The appraiser examined a collection of artifacts belonging to the guest's ancestor. Among the items was a rare wallet embossed with the word Continental, which suggested its origin from the Revolutionary War era. The powder horn showed signs of extensive use and was covered in hide. Additionally, a small pocket pistol, also belonging to Armstrong, was part of the collection. The appraiser estimated the combined value of these pieces to be,
I think this is $25,000 to $35,000 worth of material.
The guest shared the story of inheriting a Fender Telecaster guitar along with other string instruments from their grandmother. The appraiser identified the guitar as a 1953 Fender Telecaster, often called a black guard telly because of its original black pickguard.
The serial number is under the bridge cover. This is commonly called an ashtray because it kind of looks like an ashtray when you take it off.
It also had a rare original hard shell case made of pressed fiberboard. It usually deteriorated quickly in humid conditions, making surviving cases very valuable. In addition, the guest had the original Fender Deluxe amplifier, likely purchased around the same time as the guitar. The appraiser explained that early Telecasters like this one were very valuable in today's market. Together, the guitar, case, and amplifier formed a highly desirable package worth roughly.
And then you put the guitar and the case and the amplifier together, and you probably have a package that could sell for at least $30,000 in today's market.
An exquisite bronze sculpture was displayed by the guest. It was created by Anna Hyatt Huntington, a prominent American sculptor from Connecticut. The appraiser elaborated on Anna Hyatt Huntington's significance, noting that she was one of the leading sculptors in early 20th century America. In examining the sculpture, it was admired for its exceptional craftsmanship, the clarity of the casting, the rich patina, and the lifelike personality captured in the dog's expression were traits that elevated it beyond a generic animal sculpture. The appraiser emphasized it as a large, high-quality piece with significant artistic merit. Given its origin, size, and quality, the appraiser estimated the sculpture's retail value as substantial.
I would put a retail value in the $20,000 to $30,000 range.
Wonderful to know.
A historical powder horn had been part of the guest's family for generations. It was given to the guest's great-great-great-grandfather by Billy Bowlegs. The appraiser provided rich historical context about Billy Bowlegs, also known in Muskogee as Alligator Chief.
And his portrait appears frequently. Was a very, very important chief in the southeastern United States.
The powder horn likely dated from 1813, crafted at the end of the War of 1812. The carvings were only on one side, suggested it was designed to be worn with a strap and displayed outward. The craftsmanship and detail suggested it may have been made by a tribal artisan. Importantly, the horn had been documented in a historical quarterly from the 1950s, adding to its provenance and historical value. While the bottom of the horn was missing, the appraiser assured the guest that this did not diminish its value. Due to its rich documentation, association with a major historical figure, and rarity, the auction value suggested was,
if it came up for auction, $20,000 to $25,000.
Oh my, nice. That's nice.
An incredible collection of artwork was brought in by the guest. It was created by Walter Inglis Anderson, a notable graphic artist from southern Mississippi. The appraiser provided context on Anderson's artistic background, noting that he became known for his deeply spiritual and nature-inspired artwork.
So he actually studied at the Pennsylvania Academy of Fine Art, which is in Philadelphia, and did very well there to the extent that he was awarded the very prestigious Crescent Traveling Fellowship.
He was more profoundly influenced by ancient cave paintings and by the modernist movement active at the time. The first piece, a bowl, was likely hand-painted by Anderson himself. The second piece was a drawing of a crab, admired for its clean lines and almost mechanical precision. It was described as a beautiful sepia ink study with strong visual appeal. Lastly, there was the pelican drawing, which had condition issues such as some fading and grime. Given market trends, the value decided for each artwork was substantial.
At auction, felt that it would probably, he would estimate it around about $4,000 to $6,000. Estimate on this, probably again around about $4,000 to $6,000.
Well, that's shocking.
So wonderful fluidity of line. It's a great subject, it's a classic kind of Anderson image. And I would suggest for auction an estimate of $8,000 to $12,000.
You are a goofy guy.
Thank you.
The guest's husband bought a set of 3 porcelain bowls at an auction for $195 in 1978. The appraiser shared background information about the origin of the bowls, explaining that they were related to the Spanish-American War. The bowls featured hand-painted images of significant figures and events from the war, including Teddy Roosevelt. He was a government official and the organizer of the Rough Riders, a volunteer cavalry unit famous for their role in the war. All of the porcelain was made by the William Guérin Company in Limoges, France. However, the paintings on the bowls were likely done by a highly skilled artist in the United States. There were also photographic-style images on the bowls, including one depicting the sinking of the battleship Maine in Havana Harbor. Given their historical significance, the estimated auction value was
that this set would bring between $10,000 and $20,000. Worth a lot more than those curtains would be worth now if you got your curtains instead.
He will just be thrilled.
Yeah,
I'm thrilled.
It's a great set. Thanks very much.
Oh, thank you.
A set of bucks with an intriguing backstory was brought to the show. That set turned out to be Hoff's American Woods, a rare and significant 14-volume collection focused on identifying American tree species through actual wood samples. The appraiser explained that Huff's American Woods was originally published in 1888, but the particular set was a 3rd edition from 1910. The uniqueness of the bucks lay in their method of identification, as each volume included plates containing real, thinly sliced wood samples.
And each of these plates that we have here shows 3 different views of the wood. These aren't photographic reproductions.
The set was in pristine condition, with excellent binding and well-preserved wood samples. It was considered one of the most sought-after buck sets of the 20th century. The appraiser revealed that, in its current condition, the set was worth approximately,
at retail, this set in this condition would fetch approximately $30,000.
You're kidding.